hasn't training been like a big, I don't say a challenge in the industry, but based on what's happened the last year and a half, there's just been all sorts of stories that I've heard in the industry about training issues and things like that. I mean, so how has this helped you guys, or has it, or I'm just kind of curious to see how this has played in it.
For sure. I would definitely say it has. I mean, we, like many, overnight had to go from a lot of classroom training to 100% virtual.
Right.
And so that in itself offered a lot of challenges. And one way that we've seen LemonadeLXP really benefit us there is one of our classroom trainers. She took all of the worksheet activities that they used to do in class, and the worksheets had moved electronic before we went virtual. So at least that step was there. But rather than having her classroom participants complete these virtual worksheets, she transferred those all into LemonadeLXP activities. And so now they can complete them in class. And what she's finding is they can get them done a lot quicker because it's auto-correcting. So they can answer right away, get the feedback. She's even done something really creative with it where she's set up some of the questions. They're multiple choice, but your multiple choice responses might be something like, yes, I definitely know it's this, or I think it's this, but I'm not sure, or maybe it's this, but it's a complete guess. And then based on how they respond to it, the level of feedback they get is determined by kind of what their gut was. So if they're like, I absolutely know it was this, their feedback is just, yep, you're right. And if it was, I think it's this, but I'm not sure, then it gives a little more detail. So I think that's a really creative way to use it. It builds in almost some of that discussion you would get in a classroom setting into the activity. So that's been one specific example of how I can see how it's helped us there. She says the activities in Lemonade are much quicker, and it also, because there's that replayability, if someone finishes it way before someone else, they keep playing it. Or they'll go back and take other ones. Whereas with the worksheet, once they've got their answers written down, they're not going to keep saying, well, maybe I'll just look those up again.
Right.
Like, you wouldn't do that. So it's offered some really creative solutions in that way. The other thing that we've seen is that it is just a way to get some engagement when we do have so many team members working remotely now. Some are driven by the leaderboards and going out and retaking things to try to get more points and more members.
Oh, right on.
And that's been something that has been engaging for them. Now, does that draw all team members? No, but it doesn't have to. The training itself is still very effective, even if they don't care about the game aspect of it. So that's something too, that it has that flexibility as far as the game side goes.
Gosh, I mean, who would have, you rarely, if ever, hear people like, oh, I'm going to go do the training over again. I'm going to replay that again. You never hear that type of stuff. Oh my gosh.